stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. Yeah. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome back to the Silver Lining Atlanta Falcons podcast. I am your host, Sterlington, and this is my co-host Cam, and we coming at you with the first game back from the bye. What's going on,
baby.
What's going on with you, Cam? How you doing? How'd you spend your bye week?
It was lovely, baby. It was lovely. Got to relax. Got to watch some stress-free football. My fantasy team went off. It was nice. It was nice. But hey, I'm looking forward to this week. Now, I'm looking forward to a Falcon Monday. We got a primetime game. Monday nights, Falcons, Bills. Amazing uniform matchup. We're wearing the throwbacks.
Oh, we
Yes.
are
Yes.
wearing that throwback.
Yes, baby. I can't wait.
All right, yeah, brother. So look, man, for me, I'm not gonna lie. Football was a travesty this weekend for me. Stink ass Saints, stink ass Bucks, and stink ass Panthers won. And even worse, at least two of them I have to admit were fairly impressive victories. Not necessarily the opponent being impressive. But gotta give the Bucks credit for their victory. Gotta give the Panthers credit for their victory. Miami sorry, but so are the Panthers. And when you know what, when you're trying to turn that corner and you get you a 17-point victory and run the ball like they did against the Dolphins, all right, yeah, that's fine. They got something they can be proud of. But personally though, I enjoyed my weekend outside of that. Cause I basically spent I spent like 90% of my shit in the bed.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
bro.
gotta have that. You gotta have that time off where you can just relax, enjoy yourself. Much needed, man. Much needed.
Look, Saturday, the only time I got up was to go to a birthday party at night. And then I basically was bolted to the bed the whole day Sunday. I took Saturday off. So I had 2 days off this weekend and I was like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I just want to enjoy this bed and its glory. So we charged up. That's a big reason why we're excited. But yeah, some big news. Funny how this shit has happened. So this came out after our last episode. Congratulations to Bijan winning NFL Offensive Player of the Month. And shout out to Xavier Watts, the rookie, the third rounder, getting his first of what I hope is at least of one more defensive rookie of the month. 2 interceptions, good play.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's how you represent when you're the Falcons. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully they both keep it up throughout the year. I mean, I don't really have too much worries about Bijan, but being a rookie secondary guy, it can be volatile at times. So, but they've been playing pretty good. They played good. He's played well so far all year. So I'm just hoping that both of these guys keep it up. Congratulations to them. Hopefully we can spread the love. Hell, maybe it won't be them who wins it, but maybe our team will win some more. We got a lot of rookies playing on defense. We can win that one specifically a couple more times. And I like Michael Penix Jr. or Bijan, or hell, maybe even Drake and Kyle. I can't believe it's Kyle. But yeah, maybe one of them boys.
Yeah, there's no need to be selfish. They can share the wealth.
The love.
They can spread the love, baby.
That's right. Hey, teamwork makes the dream work.
Uh-huh.
All right, but also over since the last time we recorded, Joe Flacco got traded from the Browns to the Bengals. Obviously, with us having Kirk Cousins, who was a quarterback on the trade market, what you feeling about that, Cam?
Well, it's pretty evident that the market out there really isn't there for Kirk Cousins. It just isn't. He's a little too expensive, and if somebody does want him, they more than likely they want us to pay the premium, pretty much eat his contract. So we're not really looking at any like any big time deals when it comes to Kirk. Uh, it's still early in the season. Only 5 games have been played, so there's a lot of football left. Yeah, but that being said, unless there's like a big injury, unless I'd say like a playoff push team, unless one of their quarterbacks gets hurt, it's Kirk Cousins will be a Falcon for the duration of the season.
And you know what? I think that's how it's always going to be. You know, if we being real, you think about what the Falcons asking. People say the Falcons. You know, I think we've already said this before on there before, but people saying the Falcons asking for too much. Oh, you know, they're looking for this. They want people to take on a contract. Da da da. I'm like, nah, they only looking for too much if they trying hard to ditch Kurt. But they're not. Terry said that they were comfortable with Kirk being the backup quarterback. They've made it abundantly clear through several actions that the plan was always for Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins to be together at least 2 years. So, you know, this
Mm-hmm.
might not be happening on the timeline that they had predicted, but it's happening in the time frame that they predicted, right? So I think basically what they're saying is if you want Kirk, you better be ready to come get him. You know, if you gotta try to save your season, it better be with Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? If you know, and if you're gonna do it, you're gonna pay for it. And that's basically what they're getting at. Now, if you want to stay afloat, if you just want any old body, you need a body, then you know you can take whoever you want. But if you want to try to win and have a fully established guy who can play, then you're gonna have to pay for it. And you know, clearly the Falcons set that as the bar, and um, nobody else want to do that, and the Falcons okay with that because they're okay with Kirk Cousins being the backup. So to me, the Joe Flacco trade really was just, you know, it was like, all right, well, clearly the Bengals not trying to win. And plus, let's be real, we were never in the market for the Bengals. They squeezed their cheeks so hard they turned cold in the diamonds, trying not to give Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart contracts that they wanted, or in Shamar Stewart's remove a stipulation to add more money. But I'm like, you think they about to take on Kirk Cousins' contract after they already didn't want to give out all that money that they gave out? Like, and oh, whoa, shit, boy, nah, them boys ain't no damn way, ain't no way. You couldn't fit a credit card between their cheeks. Ain't no way, ain't no way. Um, but yeah, uh, got guess who's got the number one defense by yardage in the league? I want you to dare take a guess. The cream will rise to the top. Only there's nobody better than the Atlanta Falcons.
Who us? These birds? These dirty birds?
These
Say it
dirty
ain't
birds are
so.
playing dirty, down and dirty. And they're getting that. They're getting it right now. Right now, and they're doing it by average too. So that's always sweet because obviously when you're a team that's on the bye, of course you have the best defense. You didn't play. You know if you go by total and raw stats. But now if you talk about points, we're in the top half of the league with 15. You know what I'm saying? We don't gave up a little bit of too many points, um, but I mean it's not it's still a good place to be because the thing to keep in perspective with that as a Falcons fan is how many times? Because like, I'm sorry, I had a thought in my head, didn't say it aloud. So I was looking at the quarterbacks and teams we played. I'm like Baker Mayfield. So that's a top third, you know, top fourth even, top fourth of the league. Quarterback. I'd say he's top eight. But then you get J.J. McCarthy, Bryce Young, and Marcus Mariota, right? Backup. You don't even get Jaden Daniels. So you basically, you know, you might say, all right, you know, one is good, but you know, we got some teams coming up. We got some teams coming up. I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead us into that one, but we'll see how good this defense really is down the line. But how many times in the past has us as Falcons fans seen this team play a bunch of sorry quarterbacks and not be the number one defense in the league.
No, absolutely, man.
I would
Absolutely.
say too many times.
More times, more times to count, man. It's the one thing about our team, about historical Falcons teams, is like our defense has always been very porous. We've always had to lead through our offense. They've always had to be the ones to carry us. And to be frank, so far our defense has kind of been the one setting the tone, and
Yeah.
it's refreshing for once, considering our offense has taken a little bit of time to come up to speed. Now I know Bijan is always going to be Bijan, but there have been some kinks with the offense. Like, hey, we fired our wide receivers coach. We brought Zach Robinson down onto the field. Uh, we're getting Darnell Mooney back into the mix. He's technically our number 2 guy, but he's missed some time either through a shoulder injury or he hasn't really been practicing much through a hammy. So he has had some issues getting his timing right with him. And you can tell it's been evident, like especially like Michael Penix. He has struggled very mightily with intermediate throws. He can hit his deep balls, he can hit like little short things, but like intermediate throws, he has struggled with. So he has struggled with accuracy a little bit. But I'm not gonna be the one who to like write his book for him. Like he has to do that for himself. And it is very early on. I feel like we're still in the very early chapters of his NFL career. So these are things I think can be worked on.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He looked a lot better in those areas in the game against Washington.
Oh, absolutely. And that's just something I was actually going to get on that. It's just something we have to build on. It's just something we have to build on. That's honestly, that's kind of what I want to see. Considering we have, let me bring up our next 5 games. We have,
yeah, we got some heaters.
exactly.
Y'all got shit coming. That's why we don't look at that schedule and say that, oh, the soft part of the schedule. You don't know what the soft part of the schedule is until the schedule's over.
Exactly, man. And let's look at it. We have, oh my God. Right now we have the Bills at home.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to 49ers and we play them in prime time. Then we got the Dolphins at home. And then after that, we go to New England. And Drake May has shown to be a competent quarterback. He went into Buffalo. And granted, it was a division rival. And division rivalry games always can go either way. But even still, that was a very impressive win for him. So they are no slouch. Mike Vrabel is a very good coach. That is a well-coached team.
And like you said, they did it in Buffalo. That was on the road.
In Buffalo. And then close it out. Then we have the Colts in Germany. And Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones.
That's right.
He's got those Colts buzzing, man. They got a really good defense. So our next 5 games, and I don't want to get too far. That's why we're just doing the next 5. But yeah, it's a little mini gauntlet. These aren't all winnable games. I mean, it can be, and if we can show a little bit more consistency in the sense that, and what I mean by consistency, I don't mean like the past Falcon years where we've been 7-10, because we are very consistent.
We've been consistent, all right.
We as a franchise, we've been consistent.
Last 5 years.
Exactly, we've been consistent. Now, I'm talking about having more consistent play where all three phases of ball mesh well, and we are able to turn good play into wins. Because there have been times where, the offense played pretty well, defense didn't, and we got like we can have like a moral W, but we're tired of that. Yeah. As a team, we're ready to take the next step. We haven't quite got there yet, but we're trying to. So these next 5 games, I'm hoping we can at worst go 3-2. At worst, go 3-2. I'll take 2-3. I won't be happy about it, but I'll take it. But anything worse than that, I'm like, are we falling back in the Falcons' past?
So I got some news for you and everybody here. I think we will finish at least 3-2. And I think the first victory might be this Monday against the Bills.
Okay. Hey, keep talking. Keep talking.
Y'all boys ready? Y'all ready to be sold on why the Falcons are going to beat the Bills? All right.
I'm all ears, baby.
I've been doing some real thinking about this shit right now. I was like looking at the game. I said, um, the Bills are a good team. That's a dog of a team. That's you don't make the playoffs. Being a bad team as consistently as they have. They got the NFL MVP. It's funny, we was just talking about Sean McDermott on the last episode about how all the fans hate him all the time. Oh man, get him out of there. He's holding the team. Man, that boy Sean McDermott over there got them boys playing some damn good ball, right? And a lot of people
Hmm.
over there was a little nervous. A lot of people on our side nervous, right? Because, obviously the prevailing thing is, when you get a team that, they can be a buzzsaw now. They can be a buzzsaw. You a bad team, you will know it after playing the Bills, right? Um, but they come in 4-1 off the heels of a loss at home against a division opponent. All right. And it's probably one that they really didn't want to lose to. When you lose to the Patriots after Tom Brady reign, it feel like the more things change, the more they stay the same. You know what I'm saying? You be like, nah, we ready to whoop up on the Patriots now that Tom Brady ain't there. We got some back pay. We owe them plus interest. You know what I'm saying? So they done lost to the Bills, and I mean they lost to the Patriots, and they done lost a undefeated streak, and now they ready to focus up and come in our house on Monday and lay it to us, right? And then I thought about that shit. I said, the Bills are a good team, but I can't really tell you what they signature victory is, right? So there's the opening game. They beat the Ravens, right? Um, but I've been noticing a little trend with the Ravens. I don't think it's a secret now. If you've been keeping up with football, the Ravens are a bad defense this year. But it was going
Very
back to
bad.
last year too. I think Ravens fans and Bengals fans, because they definitely benefited off of it, will tell you that the Ravens defense was ass last year. Man, I messed around and took them boys in fantasy. Obviously, I didn't start them against the Bills now. I'm not crazy. All right. But I took them boys in fantasy ball and I said, after that game against the Bills, I said, I drafted this team. I'm about to drop them and get somebody else. I dropped them boys after like 1 or 2 weeks. I said, I think I forgot that the Ravens sucked last year. All right. And now we seeing that with Lamar, without Lamar, the Ravens getting smoked every week. They cannot stop anybody. All right. So and then I saw that the next victory was against the Jets.
Hmm.
Uh, the Jets
They still
suck.
haven't won a game yet.
The Jets also, I think the least amount of points the Jets given up this year is 27. They also can't stop anybody. Every team that has played the Jets has scored at least 27 points. The Bills only scored 30. The the Texans just hung 44 on Baltimore. Although extenuating circumstances, obviously Lamar Jackson not playing, and I'm not trying to downplay the Bills' victory because they put up 40 against a team that give up 40 all the time, but they put it up when they needed it and when they were down, right? So let's not, I'm not getting crazy disparaging them. I'm just saying if you go game by game, you start noticing this team ain't really as impressive as I thought. Then they beat up on the Saints. They beat up on somebody else I'm missing. But then basically last week was the first time they played a team with any heft in the sack, if you will. A team that got some balls. All right? And then they lost. They turned the ball over 3 times. They lost at home to a familiar opponent, which that can happen. We got smacked around by a familiar opponent. Although to be honest, the Falcons they played horribly. But my point is, the Bills. Honestly, the Bills ain't really played nobody either. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Falcons, saying, "Oh man, what quarterbacks we played and who we beat and whatever." But yeah, the Bills basically living off that same thing. They just, they running with a little more cachet than us. They got, your boy Josh Allen, NFL MVP. They got multiple years of making the playoffs and not just making it, but like getting to the conference finals. So they got some cachet, but hey man, look, what you did in 2021, that ain't doing me no good now. What you did in 2020, that was years ago, brother. Your team's different. You're giving up point like real talk, brother. I think we might be a little more scared of the Bills than we should be, to be honest. I'm just keeping it a buck. Right? And then it's a primetime game, right? Under Raheem now. The Falcons are 4-2 in primetime games. Right? And the two we lost, I can't remember. I know we lost one against the Chiefs. What's the other primetime game? Against the Commanders
Commanders.
last year. Those was close ass games.
Mm-hmm.
But I let you know, Raheem gets his boys ready to play in prime time. So our team gonna be. I expect the Falcons to be extra ready this Monday. Come the game time.
Oh yeah, baby.
We at home, which I bring that up as a point of importance because I would say the best three games Michael Penix has played, or three of the best four games he's played, have been at home. His game against Tampa, that was his best game while, Zach was still shitting the bed. Last year against the Panthers, and obviously what I believe is his best game of his career, the game that he played last week against the Commanders, right? I think also we about to get them boys a little little of that Zach sauce on the sideline. You feel me? Yeah, I think we
I'm
might be.
hoping so, man. I'm hoping so.
Hey man, let's go ahead and dip them buffalo wings in that Zach sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
No,
y'all
but
like
I'm
that
with you,
shit.
dog. I'm with you. I think just given the state of how Buffalo has been, they have the reigning MVP. We should have a healthy respect for them. But at the same time, this team can be had. They don't really have a number one receiver. It's really by committee. They pass the ball to a lot of guys.
Well,
None of
calm
the
down,
guys.
Bills fans. We know Khalil Shakir is good. I'm not, but come on now, y'all know. Come on now, y'all. Come on now, stop playing now. Y'all know he not. Come on now. Go ahead.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But yeah, they don't have a number one receiver. These guys can be beat. I truth be told, I kind of see this game kind of going similar to week one against Tampa. Granted, granted, Josh Allen's a cut above Baker. Granted,
Some
Baker's
would
playing.
say he's Baker Mayfield with a Mario mushroom power up. Yeah, man, they gave Baker that thing to eat, and then he stretch out and turn into Josh Allen.
Hey, Baker's playing at an MVP level this year, man. He's playing at an MVP level. He's got the Bucks at 4-1. They are
Apparently,
looking good.
Jackson Dart is too.
I mean, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I know you can't see the game. You got the game behind you, don't you?
Oh my God.
I'm recording on the laptop, and I got it playing on the laptop over here. the game's just like out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, Baker MVP level play, as you were
But
saying.
yeah, I think we'll be able to contain the run. Albeit Josh Allen's Josh Allen. He's going to be able to get his QB scrambles. But aside from that, our defense has been able to contain the run all year. No team has been able to really just run the ball on us like that. I think that trend continues against Buffalo. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball on us like that. I think Josh, he may be because I know we struggle with containing QB runs, but aside from him, I think we can contain James Cook a bit, and it's all about. I mean, I think I guess it's all about just making Josh as human as possible.
Look, I think we saw last week that the Patriots kind of showed a little of the chinks. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to overreact to what I'm seeing in the AFC, but I think we kind of seeing a little bit of a changing of the guard. Now, I think the Bills will be fine, obviously. But I do think that teams are going to expose some of those better teams. Obviously, with the Ravens having a bad defense, they falling off hard this year. If Lamar was still not, if Lamar was fully healthy, I'd say, maybe they could, still make the playoffs. But I don't know about them. I think they might be down at the finish line. Chiefs, they've been kind of, they've been losing these one score games. They've been having some troubles. And they got a tough schedule ahead. And I look at the Bills and I'm like, yo, the Bills kind of been whooping up on bad teams, but when they start playing some of these better teams that they got, we might see a little bit of the chinks of them getting exposed. I think the first step in that might have come from the Patriots. Patriots showed that the Bills offense really is kind of, mediocre a little bit if you can stop the run. They really contained James Cook. I think they held him to under 40 yards. So I know that the Bills going to come out this game looking to run the ball. We're not the best run defense in the world, but we're not the worst. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely do worse than us. But you know who is a really bad run defense? Psst. Hey Cam, you seeing this shit?
Oh yeah, I think I am. What is that?
That's a person watching this podcast that hasn't subscribed. Subscribe. The button's down below. The Buffalo Bills,
Mm-hmm.
27th in rushing yards allowed per game. Now, it'd be a shame if some team had an all-pro running back with a
You mean
great
the same?
backup.
You mean the same All-Pro running back that won Offensive Player of the Month?
Mm.
You mean that guy?
You mean a guy who wears number 7 in Atlanta that's not Michael Vick?
You mean the guy with the mustard?
Oh shit! He even got a little mustard. I wonder if it's spicy. You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying is we putting the buffalo wings in some Bijan mustard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, look, bro. Look, the Bills are pretty mediocre in run defense, bro. And look, dog, the main thing that they got that is like they real ace in the hole, obviously, is Mushroom Mayfield over there. Josh Allen. He's the cheat code because honestly, the Bills are a scary team on paper. They're a scary team on film. But this is a team that when you look at the offense, they trot out some less than number one receivers. They got, some good tight ends. They got a great quarterback. But once you get past the quarterback, well, they actually have a really good O line too. In fact, actually, that probably is a big reason why they run the ball so well between James Cook and that O line. But you see that this is a team that if you don't allow Josh Allen to make a lot of those crazy plays that he makes, you don't let them run the ball, you can limit their explosiveness. And this is a team that I think, if you force them to not be as explosive, you know how Josh Allen is. Like he gonna have some drives where he just rip off chunk plays. Miami was the other team they played, the Dolphins, and they beat them by 7. But yeah, if you can limit those explosive plays from them, then all of a sudden, you force them to execute and they become a lot more average on offense, right? And so that's where, you flip it back over to the other side of things and you talk about being able to run the ball. Now, you keeping their offense being average and you can play keep away. I don't know if this is the type of game where we should look to play with a certain level of conservatism. But honestly, if offensively, if we could kind of combine our Minnesota game plan with our execution from the Commanders game, oh, I think we're gonna put up some points on that defense.
And that's the thing. I think we can, but like I said before, I need to see some more consistency on the offensive side of the ball. It's like at times, like one week we're good, the next week we stall, the next week we're good, the next week we stall. We need to have di- consecutive weeks where we can consistently score, man.
Yeah, that's always what it comes down to. You pointing out all the problems with the other teams and you forget the problems of your own. It's 'cause this is a team that has been quite our team, that is, has been quite mediocre this year. I think
Consistently inconsistent.
yeah. No, they were consistently consistent to me. They sucked on offense all year up until that last game. The one thing I think, and this is where where we give Raheem some credit. I know people like to, not give him a certain amount of credit for, the ups of the team, but he saw that the offense was struggling and he made some changes. And more importantly, he made changes that yielded results, right? We saw that this was a team struggling, and he said, hey, some of this shit ain't working. I need to go ahead and do X and Y, and then Z will happen. And he was right. And I
Hmm.
think that because we made changes and got results, and not like big changes, like, oh, let's change your quarterback. I'm like, well, yeah, that's gonna get results for one game when the other team don't, know what he looked like. But then once they get a couple of games of film on them, it's gonna go back. I think those changes were gonna be huge, and I think that those are they're gonna be changes that help keep the offense moving, especially because one of the Bills' main weakness is something that we excel at, and also we thank God last game we showed some explosiveness. So now the Bills are going to come into this game, and instead of saying, "All right, well, we a bad run defense, they're a great run offense. If we stop the run, we win the game." They're going to have to respect our ability to threaten down the field, and that will leave the run game open. The main thing is that we got to be able to run from in front, though. We gotta run to control the clock and run the lead, not just oh yeah, we racking up a bunch of quarterback scramble yards when you already down a bunch of points or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, Cam, how we winning this game?
By not turning the ball over for one.
That's always where it starts, brother.
We gotta win the turnover battle. We gotta win the field position battle too. We can't give them
Oh,
short fields consistently, man.
we
I
did
know
not
we have
talk about
struggled. We have struggled on special teams, especially on the return side. We have struggled. Like on our end, we have had poor starting field position a lot of times. But hey, just if we could flip the script and have them start in poor field position, either on punts, kick returns, that would be great. Make
that would
them
be
work.
huge.
Make them work for it. Make them have 80-yard drives. Make them do that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on like special teams wise. Defensively, if we can limit the run, I think that'd be huge for us. And then just kind of just, I know he is the MVP, but kind of just make Josh beat us, man. Limit the scrambles to the best of our ability. I know that might mean us playing a lot more man. I know most teams play a lot of man against the Bills anyways, because you don't want to have your back towards Josh Allen because he will.
You will pull it down and get some yardage. Yeah.
Oh, he absolutely will. So I'm assuming we're gonna have a spy on him and just make things difficult for him. Make things difficult. Like I know we mentioned earlier Xavier Watts got defensive rookie of the month. It'd be nice if James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker could get spread the love too, man.
I ain't
Hey,
gonna.
hey, man. Any
Boy, let
kind
me
of
tell you how we got so distracted talking about everything. We didn't even talk about the damn injury report.
dog, I haven't even gotten there yet.
Because the reason I bring that up though is because AJ Terrell says he's gonna play. Raheem said AJ gonna play. So that just had me thinking about the fact that I was like, all right, it's a team that if we can limit the explosives, then I had a whole thing, but I just felt like we needed to go over the injury report, and we running out of time on this first part of the recording. Maybe we'll record over, but yeah, Darnell Mooney, he ain't practice. He probably not gonna play. Clark Phillips the third, he ain't practice. He's still out, but we'll see what happens. AJ Terrell should be playing. Don't know what's going on with Kadero Hodge or Natron. We'll see about that later. You know they play Monday, so we recording Thursday night, so everything's thrown off. Um, Taquan Graham and Nate Carter, full participants. We're gonna get Taquan Graham back. That could be another thing that helps us in the run defense, just getting a little more interior presence. I don't know if how much reps he gonna get though, because uh, guys is playing all right up front right now. I don't, there's only so many reps to go around. Um, and for the Bills, uh, I see Deion Dawkins was limited. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. DeMar Hamlin was limited. Dalton Kincaid was limited. Matt Milano did not practice, probably not going to play. Huge. Ed Oliver limited. Been hearing that he's probably going to play. Taylor Rapp limited. Curtis Samuel limited. TJ Sanders didn't practice. Dorian Williams limited. That's all for the Bills. Um, so yeah, just factor that in to uh everything you're saying about this prediction.
But yeah, man. So really for the Bills, the two biggest ones for me are Matt Milano and Ed Oliver. Matt Milano, I'm thinking is trending to not playing. I know he didn't practice today, so I know it's Thursday. If you don't practice Thursday, I mean you got Friday, Saturday, so you got three. You have more time considering it's a Monday night game, but I'm thinking he's not gonna play. Ed Oliver, I'm thinking will. So that'll be a little bit of more of a test for like Elijah Wilkerson. So we'll see how that shakes out. But as far as like the keys to victory, man, on the defensive side of the ball, you nailed it. We got to really stop the explosive plays. We have to find a way to win the turnover battle, either through like forcing fumbles, making Josh uncomfortable, making him make bad decisions where he turns the ball over by costly interceptions, maybe something like that. But like that's what it's gonna have to take. And on the offensive side of the ball, our bread and butter, man, give the ball to Bijan. He's our best player. Bijan is the best player on our team, and we need to make sure we feed him early and often. And not only that, make sure we get the ball to our other playmaker as well. Get it to Drake and try to dial something up, man. I ain't gonna lie, Zach was cooking last week. I went back and rewatched that game. Zach dialed up some explosive plays.
You did. They
So we're
called
gonna
explosive, not just, somebody being amazing.
yeah. So it was just like, oh, you dialed this up. Okay, okay. It's nice to know you got that in the gas tank. It's nice to know you got that in the repertoire. So yeah, man, we're gonna be at home, dial some up, a little play action. Keep them on their toes. It's gonna be a team effort. The Bills are a good team, and they got an MVP quarterback. It's gonna take everything we got.
Yeah, bro, you said some good things there. I do not disagree. So, I look at this game, and I try to say, all right, you the Falcons, you gotta strategize how you're gonna beat the Bills. Think about where you strong, where they're weak, and what's the script. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know about necessarily what coverages they should run. Whether or not they should run, excuse me, more man coverage, more zone coverage. But what I do know is the two most important things. You talk about stopping the Bills offense and also marrying that with your offense to make this game one that you can win. We got to make sure that we taking away explosive plays. That's like football 101. That's like everybody's saying. But in this case, it holds a little extra weight because I think one of the things that tends to do is that's when you stand more of a chance to make Josh Allen at his worst, right? Every so often, uh, he's a generally explosive player. So, the thing about being a kind of player like that as a quarterback is that occasionally you might get a little impatient. You know what I'm saying? You keep having to, work your way down the field on every drive. And if you keep having to do that, eventually you might take some chances that you shouldn't, and that can help force a turnover. That's just going to be important in this game because, that's what it's going to come down to. We're going to have to get a couple of turnovers. All right. And so we got to put them in position to turn over the most. I almost think we might need to prioritize that over stopping the run, although stopping the run is going to be super important. That's not really our calling card as a defense. Our calling card as a defense so far has been, we get some pressure, we force bad throws, we force some turnovers, sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Um, and another thing too about, turnovers being super important, big whoop, who everybody knows that, right? But when you look a little deeper into the numbers, despite having played one more game than the Falcons, they actually have one less turnover than the Falcons. This is not a team that necessarily forces a lot of turnovers that we're facing. So the one thing we can't do is go into this game and give a team that's not forcing a bunch of turnovers extra possessions that they're not accustomed to getting.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Exactly. And obviously, we see that by the numbers, they're pretty mediocre rush defense. Well, when one of your best weapons is in the run game, obviously the next thing now is that, we got to make sure we have a commitment to it. And we got two guys to do it. Zach has shown that, he is willing to do it. Not like the game we had last week, it had a lot of impressive moments. But my favorite moment by far was the last drive that even though it ended in a field goal. I would have liked for us to yeah, it was a field goal, right? That final drive. I think it was a field goal. But and then we went up 34-20 and then they scored and tried to no, 34-24. And then I think they kicked the field goal and tried to get the ball back. I don't remember exactly how it played out. But when I think about what I saw on that one was that was a drive where they needed the ball back. They playing their best, and we just converted third down after third down after third down. We did it 3 times against the best defense in the league at the time on third downs. All right, had a Michael Penix scramble, had a third down completion to Kyle Pitts, third down completion to Drake London, right? I want to see this team basically be able to have some drives like that in this game at the end, but really at any point in the game, just to keep the ball away from the Bills. And like I said, just keep building on and enforcing that need to want to take a shot. All right. So I think we already know how the Falcons win this game. How the Falcons losing this game though?
By
The
doing the
Bills gonna have
exact
to do it. If you
opposite
the
of everything
Bills,
we just said.
but if you the Bills, how you executing it?
Oh my god! If I'm the Bills, I am utilizing the crap out of Josh Allen on third, especially on third down and longs. If I'm him, I'm looking to scramble, looking to take advantage of us playing zone defense. If there's an opportunity where he can pick us apart, absolutely do it, man. Um, if they can get the running game going, it's gonna be a long night for us. If they can get James Cook and Josh Allen cooking on the run game, ain't much we're gonna be able to do because then it's gonna open up the pass game, and then we're just gonna get beat to death by all their number twos. They have a team full of number two guys, man. Like, don't get me wrong, Khalil Shakir is good, but I feel like he's closer to Darnell Mooney than he is to like Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. So, and that's no slouch to him. I just don't think he's on the caliber of like a number one kind of guy who's like like a clear cut number one target. But hey, that being said, hey, he can mess around and go off. He can mess around and go off on us. So it's gonna have to be limiting. If I'm the Bills, luckily we got AJ, so I would say pick on him. They're probably gonna pick on our number two guy a lot. I don't know what the Falcons are gonna do. I don't know if we're just gonna have like AJ on one side of the field and kind of just limit how Josh plays, how they run their offense. But I trust AJ and his skills and whoever he's gonna be able to cover. But everybody else, yeah, D Alford, you in for a long day. You went for a long day. Mike Hughes, you went for a long day because you're gonna get picked on by the MVP. He coming after you. Uh, shit. What else, man? If I'm the Bills, if Ed Oliver's playing against Elijah Wilkinson, I'm
No,
trying to.
he more interior. Ed Oliver gonna be going against like Chris Lindstrom, Ryan Newsel, and Bergeron.
But hell, if not, even still, if I'm Nick Bosa, I'm thinking Nick or Joey. Nick, if I'm Nick Bosa,
No, you had the right one.
yeah, if I'm Nick Bosa, Elijah
No,
Wilkinson.
if you Joey over there.
Oh, my bad, Joey, my
Yeah,
bad.
you had caught it, and then I could tell you was in the zone though. Like I be doing that too.
My bad. If I'm Joey Bosa, Elijah Wilkinson, I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to pick on him. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Michael Penix's blind side, yeah, I'm picking on you all game long. So yeah, I'm trying to go after our weak spots like that. But hey, Elijah Wilkinson has been he's been very serviceable. He's been actually pretty solid. So we're just buying our time till Storm Norton gets back. Then we have a little bit more depth on the O line. But yeah, if I'm the Bills, that's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm doing it. How you feel, big dog?
So obviously I know a little bit more about the Falcons than um I know about the Bills. But if you ask me, all right, I'm the Bills. How I'm about to, get this W against the Falcons coming off our first home loss of the year. And we're going on the road, right? Uh what I know is the Falcons just had a good game on offense. Y'all got to show me y'all can do that shit more than once.
That's what
So
that's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, prove it to
so
me too. Prove it. I'm a
hey,
Falcons fan. Prove it to me too.
prove it to me too. But if
Yeah.
I'm the coach, I'm like, y'all need to show me y'all can do that shit. So we gonna have 8 in the box.
Yeah.
Bijan ain't getting off on the ground. Algier ain't getting off on the ground. If y'all gonna win this game, y'all gonna win this game because Michael Penix Jr. He him.
Yeah.
He him.
Yeah.
That's why y'all gonna win this game.
And to be honest, I need to see that as well. I need to see that. I believe
Yeah.
it. I believe it.
And
I'm a Penix truther, but I also need to see it.
yeah. Yeah. And look, and that's what we getting at. Hey, if I'm the Bills, I'm like, you need to show me that. All right. And so that's what I need to see. And if I am on the Bills offense, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Falcons kind of bad at rushing quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, defending mobile quarterbacks. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. I think I'm about to put some design quarterback runs in. A little
Oh,
more than
absolutely,
usual.
man.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
this ain't no big defense. These guys little.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, a football player. He's been pretty durable. Let's see what he can do. Let's go ahead and let him run, and then just to open up some lanes. Um, but that's for me. That's the biggest thing. It's just if I'm the Bills, because I could get into it, but it's all gonna sound cliche. Y'all know the drill. Run the rock. Don't turn the ball over. Attack them where they're weak. So obviously, with AJ Terrell coming back, that kind of sucks for the Bills because it's like, oh man, yeah, when you got a bunch of not top level receivers, but you going against a team that has not top level corners, it's like, all right, we even Steven. But with AJ Terrell coming back, it's like, all right, well, we definitely got to spread the ball. The other thing too, though, is I'm trying to attack with Dalton Kincaid. I want to go ahead, and I'm not even gonna lie. I know Xavier Watts just won Defensive Rookie of the Month. I know Billy Bowman Jr. got a sack and he got a pick. Like, I'm looking back at that film in Minnesota game, and I'm thinking about when I saw Jalen Naylor streaking down the sideline, and he done left Billy Bowman, and the quarterback missed the throw. I'm thinking back about how right before the half, Xavier Watts got cooked on that double move, and Justin Jefferson was running wide open down the field. So if I'm them, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead, get us a little bit of that. We already know who we about to go ahead and go at. We're gonna go for the young guys. They might be feeling extra confident because they just went ahead and grabbed them a defensive rookie of the year. I mean, defensive rookie of the month. Let's go ahead and go after them guys. Um, well, the least favorite part of the segment. How are we about to falcon this game? We getting good falconing or bad falconing?
Uh, hey man, that's a good question, man.
You know, you was pissing me the fuck
It's
off,
always
man.
new and it's always new and different too. So I don't really see us blowing a lead like that. I don't really see us going up big and us blowing a lead. I think if we go up against them, we'll be able to
You don't
maintain
see
it.
that? I ain't saying that's gonna happen. I'm just saying you ain't no way in your head that that happened.
When I say lead, like if we have 14 points in like the first half, that's not. I don't consider that really blowing a lead. If we up 21 points in the second half and they come back, that's kind of blowing a lead.
Man, look, I've been a Falcons fan too long to utter those words. But yeah, go ahead. I just had to check, bro.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
These
We,
boys can put me in too bad a way for that.
I don't really see us falconing this week. And if we do, it'll be like on a missed kick. It'll be something like that, like a missed field goal. But it is what it is. But aside from that, I don't really see us falconing this week, man. How about you?
Look,
Feeling?
I'm not gonna say that we falconing this week, but mainly because I think we winning this week. Spoiler, I think we winning, but nothing like a win against the Bills, because the Falcons got to set you up before they disappoint you. We wouldn't be disappointed if they lost to the Bills. That's a game we expected you to lose. So I would expect the Falcons to go out here, strum them boys a tune, and win this W. And then at one of these other subsequent games, matter of fact, maybe we'll beat the 49ers too. And then when we get the Dolphins, that's when we take an L.
Man, hey,
Now
you know
that would
what?
be
And you know
Falconer
what?
at its best.
I can live with it.
Uh,
If we beat the Bills and the Niners, you know what?
like, hey man, Falcons go to Falcon. What can I tell you?
I'll actually take that trade off. I'll
All right,
actually take
brother.
that trade off.
What's the score prediction? So we can get up out of here.
If you're saying we gonna win, you know what? I'm feeling optimistic as well. If we win, it's because we put up some points, and it's gonna take some points to win this one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking 30-28. Game winning field goal, Parker Romo.
Um, I think it's gonna be lower scoring than that because even though I said what I said about the Bills receivers, I still look at them as an explosive team. I think if it turns into a track meet, that means we doing something wrong, and I don't think we'll be able to stop it if that's what's happening. So I'm good, even though every part of me thinks high scoring. In good conscience, if I say the Falcons got to run the ball a bunch, and that the Falcons, don't want to let it be a track meet, then I don't think that's the kind of game they win it. So I'm going to say, and then my score is not going to be that much lower. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody's scoring 30 if the Falcons win. I think we'll go, we'll go 20, we'll go 27. I guess 27-24. That's a basic bitch score. That's just that's the only reason I was taking so long to make my score prediction. Because I was like 27-24 Sterlington. Oh wow, wow. Do you only have sex missionary too? That's an underrated position, by the way. I'm not disparaging missionary. It just that was the first thing I could think of that sounded vanilla. But yeah, all right, fine. We'll just go 27-24.
Sounds good to me, big dog.
All right, brother. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
It's been a pleasure Pleasure as always. And hopefully, when we're doing this rapid reaction Monday night, we hitting our dirty bird.
Whew, thank God we got the early Monday night game, 7:15 kickoff time.
Ooh, even better. Ooh,
Bro, we get to go to bed before midnight
I love it, baby. I
on a
love
work
it.
night. Thank God. Oh man, I forgot all about that. Oh man, boy, God bless the schedule makers.
What's the second one?
Huh? 8:15.
Who's
Oh, the
playing?
second one. Oh Lord, I forgot. I think it's a good one too. No, it's Caleb Williams. It's the Bears versus the Commanders, I think.
Ooh, you're right. It is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. We got three of the quarterbacks from that draft class playing that Monday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they should have saved the Patriots game for that one, and then we could have had all four of the top four from that draft class playing on the same night.
Oh,
That would
that'd
have
have
been
been
crazy.
nice.
That would
That'd
have
have
been
been
crazy.
nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all know the drill by now. We over on X.com. Also we're gonna start posting some YouTube shorts, or at least that's the next plan. Just get the product out there a little more. Maybe if you don't want to share however long this video or podcast end up being, y'all can share some shorts and that'll help you out. Speaking of share, y'all already know that part of the drill too. Please share, like, subscribe, comment, hit the little bell when you want to hear some real niggas uploading. Peace.